Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Last week, I think we finished up all the repairs, all the renovations on the deck. Now we need to get this railing finished and get this top cap finished so that we can start finally putting in some of this Cali decking. So we're going to get some of that done today. Steph and I are going to get some staining done today, and I have a special guest. Let's check it out. So the first thing I need to do is I need to cut this. So if you want to just pick a section and maybe just start cutting stuff for like those two sections, at least we'll have parts made. And then once I get these cut, we can put the posts in and go from there. But I think that's number one problem for me. I think if I go this way and just keep my blade tight against this, and I'll just run that angle out. Oh, come on. Freaking dead battery already. I got a little flary there at the end. See, I should have just went halfway here and then come from the bottom up halfway. I think it would have been better because the first half I did was perfect, and then I hit that bottom half and it, woo! And my battery's dead again. Because of the angle on this one, it actually looks like I'm gonna hit a bunch of my screws, which is not good. Well, that one's stuck in there. Oh man, that's gonna be bad, but it is what it is. All right, we're gonna try to go from right here this time. Yeah, that looks way better. This one I need to come off. That don't look bad. I think that'll work. I got those things cut off. I didn't grab the laser. I think we'll just use the Pittsburgh. It's good enough, right? That's Nana's end of the house. I don't really care what it looks like. All right, Ray did some master cutting here. We got our posts in where they're supposed to go. This one just got a little baby notch on it, but it's enough for me to screw in that way and screw in from the front, which is good. And then this one over here, he got a good notch on it so that we were able to put a big through bolt on it. All right, we killed those sections, but now we've come to a screeching halt. This section, I know I've talked about it. I've talked to Jamie, trying to figure out exactly what we're gonna do, and I think we're gonna do this. Is we're gonna put a bottom on, and we're gonna put a top on.
Okay.
And I think that's it. And then the sides, I think what I'll do is I'll just take some material of something to try to make it look somewhat like that. Just stick it up there and shoot it on, like pin nail it or screw it on or do whatever I have to do. But I don't think there's any way that we're gonna get this angled perfect for that to go down in there.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. Like, we'd have to take away so much material that it's not gonna happen. So this is my thought. Ray made some marks on here, so we're here an inch. I don't know what this angle is. Don't care. So this would be our bottom piece. So what we would do is we would take this, that, and then if I describe the bottom of it, that's our angle. And then we'll just cut that. We'll have to measure up off the ground and get some tick marks of where it's gonna go. And then we'll just shoot this one in, pin this one in, and then do the top. We'll cut the metal, stick it in there, see what it looks like, and then try to figure out what we can do with the sides.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
It's a plan, all right. I don't know if it's a good one. Well, I guess it's time to make more pieces. As soon as I said it wasn't going bad, it went bad.
Yeah.
We were doing good, and then I just thought I could flip it and do it, and it's not right. So, all right, so this one's right?
I'm good.
Are you done?
Yep.
I probably need to be like there.
I think I'm good where I'm at.
You are?
Yep.
Yes! All right, we got the bottom piece in, and that piece looks fantastic. We already have our top piece because we already did that one first. And then now all we did was we just made a mark where our top piece is gonna go, and I just pulled a number to there. and that represents in between our two pieces, and we add 7/8 for our metal. And then I just took a number from there to get the width of our metal. We'll just slide it in there, put this top piece on. All right, Ray, let's see if she fits. Oh man!
Ah, you did it to yourself.
My hand and Lexo. Drilling from the back, putting a nice pilot hole, and then putting a big old wood screw in there to hold this bad boy in place. Let's go have lunch. I'll make you some sandwiches.
You're not making me anything, sticky fingers.
All right, so like I said, those pieces down there, I'm gonna deal with those later. We could do some top cap, Ray, but I don't have a lot of it, and I think I want to paint underneath them before I put them in, just because I don't want to have to get underneath there and try to stain them. So that's another thing I don't think we're gonna do. So we can switch gears a little bit. What about ripping all this crap out? So this piece is good. Maybe we even rip it off. Maybe we could get one post in here. Bro, he really didn't want this chain link fence to move.
Wow.
Dude, look at that thing. The post, he don't even concrete the post. He's got a 9-inch lag going through his post, through the band.
Wow.
That's more than the post holding the railing up. Priorities.
You did set the depth of the blade on that, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're kind of just cutting across your joist right here.
Yeah, bro,
sure.
of course I do.
All right, just making sure.
See the name on the shirt? Wait, that says Perkins.
It's not yours.
Some are nailed, some aren't. Some are teeth. All right, made pretty quick work of that. So I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab the laser. We're gonna put a couple posts in. So yes, Ray and I did have a super productive day, but it's only 3 o'clock. I feel like I cannot stop yet. So I'm putting the stain on pretty heavy with a roller, but just like the interior stain with the special walnut, it doesn't look good rolled on or with the, that matte thing on. It looks better when you lay it out with a brush. This is semi-transparent stain. Now this stain, the solid, I believe is water-based. I don't know how, but I cleaned it off with the water. This says you need to use mineral spirits or VOC compliant brush cleaner. And all I have is denatured alcohol. And I don't think this is working. I thought this would maybe work, but it's not. Gotta love my drying station. Come on. You have a good hat on. Don't get paint on it.
I won't. I'm not gonna be touching my head.
Yo, pick your weapon. So before we put any of this awesome Cali decking down, I wanted to make sure that everything was painted. So Stephanie and I took the day to go ahead and paint all the posts and all the railing pieces. Now Stephanie is a great painter, but I do want you to take note at her camera skills compared to mine. Well, I don't know what it looks like from your side, but from my side, it's freaking awesome. But you know what sucks is that, no, I already cut that side. You just got to cut your backside. Is that these white posts really stick out now. going on? We're out in the yard, and the reason why is because if you watch the Perkins channel, you would know that my next project, I think, I'm putting in a pool. Crazy, I know. But anyways, and I have enough decking to go around the house that I got from Cali decking, but I'm trying to think if I flip-flop and take the decking from the front and put it over here, am I going to have enough? So let's find out. And to do this, I'm going to use the Fantic A11 Ultra laser distance measure. So this Fantic A11 Ultra is not just another laser measure. It's a smart all-in-one measurement solution designed for modern DIYers and professionals like me. This thing is a 3-in-1 multi-function machine with a laser that reaches up to 197 feet for measuring things like distance, area, and volume. And this Fantic A11 Ultra also comes equipped with a 3-axis electronic angle sensor, which is great for checking things for level or for plumb. Also, you can use it to actually find the pitch of your roof or maybe the angle of your staircase. I also wanted to try to figure out that if I changed out my top cap to the actual border piece of the Cali decking, do I have enough? Let's find out. This bad boy comes equipped with a built-in calculator, which is great for making on-site calculations. And it actually stores all of your measurements. So there's no longer a need to carry around a pad of paper or write anything down on a piece of wood. You simply pull this out, go to your records. It tells you what your last measurements were. And it's also time-stamped so you know when you took it. And this A11 Ultra has a high-capacity battery with a Type-C fast charger. So there's no need to get another charger. And it will charge full in about 2 hours and give you up to 8,000 measurements on one charge. And its dual displays include a 2.4-inch IPS touch front screen that's super clear even in bright light. Hey, so if y'all want to check this thing out, I got a couple links down in the description. Use the Amazon link and use my promo code JAYSWAY11 for a total of 40% off of this Fantic A11 Ultra Laser Distance Meter. Hey, as always, thanks to Fantic for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to work. All right, happy Saturday. I usually don't work Saturdays, but it's so nice outside. I thought I'd take advantage of that. And we are going to do some handrails. Yes, I said we, not Stephanie, but my buddy Bane. If y'all remember Bane, he helped me out before. He's here for the weekend, and he loves working with his hands. He loves working with tools. He's definitely going to be in the trades, I think, as he gets older, which I think is awesome. So he loves coming over and helping me out. So we're going to bust out some of these railings. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Let's get at it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do this one here, and because our piece is so long, it's gonna be hard to cut angles on it. So what I like to do is we'll just get a rough estimate of a shorter piece. We'll cut it like 42. That way we have a piece that's easy to work with and easy to kind of maneuver and cut our angles on, all right? Got your safeties on?
Yep.
All right, so we'll just pull a number. All right, so we're gonna do some angles, some 45s on here. So I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. How do I find the center of that post? You can do it with rectangles, you can do it with squares. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simply take a point from here to there. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna take my square, I'm gonna put it there, and I'm gonna put it to that point, and I'm gonna draw a line. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna put one from that point to that point and draw a line. There's the center of my post. Again, I was just cutting 45s on my material, and then I was taking my tape measure and measuring along the length of the cut to find the center of the board, and I would make a mark there, and then I can just reference that to the center of my post when I pull my numbers. Now we'll just take our board here, we'll line it up like that, line it up like that, and it looks pretty good right there. But the thing is that I'm not going to attach this one yet, just because if the next ones that come in, you know what, this is wrong. This is not right. This needs to be this way. All right, try that one again. Let's try that one again. All right, so this is going like that, and this one's going like that. That looks better, but you can see how that one doesn't look like it's a true, these don't line up exactly, so there might be a little bit of a small discrepancy. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave that one there, and then let's pull a number on this long one. We'll get that one cut, and then we'll see how these match up, and then if they're good, then we'll shoot it.
Okay.
Okay. So we got our long one in, and the angles are not perfect. Something here is not totally 100% 45. So But I think it's going to be harder for me to modify this long piece than it would be to modify the shorter pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin this one in place where it goes, and then I'm going to modify these shorter pieces. All right, so we modified that angle a little bit. Something's still not right. Well, that way wasn't working, so I'm gonna have to come up with a different idea. So I came up with this, and it might be crazy, but let's try it out. So I was out here with Bane the other day, and we were having a problem with all these angles, and it was driving me nuts. So I had an epiphany laying in bed, and this is what I came up with. So I'm gonna mark this one right where it's at. I'm gonna mark this one right where it's at. Now it might not be a true 45 there, it might not be whatever, but I don't really care. So, and I'm gonna take this off. Then what I'm gonna do is I made these things. I took these old kind of ruler looking things. I drilled some holes in them, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them, this one I'm gonna put where it goes, right on the point to point, like that. And I'm gonna screw it down. And I'm gonna put this one right on the line that I have here already, which represents my other board. And I'm gonna screw it down. And I hope if I could feel my fingers. Then what my plan was to put this on here. I guess I can do it this way, so I don't waste too much material. And then I'll just put it on here where it goes, inch off the post. So inch off the post there, inch off the post there. So that looks good. And then what I'll simply do is I will simply take my pencil and I will just make a little tick mark where my angle is, right there. And then I'll flip it over and I will just go point to point. So that's that one. And then what I'll try to do is I will try to get the correct angle. This is frozen on my piece. That way a little bit. So this should go right to there. That should go right to there. Whew, I can't feel my fingers. But that's the concept I think I'm gonna be able to do to get these angles the way I want. I think that will work. You can see I've tried this angle piece a few times. I have like 5 or 6 pieces of it, and they're all short. So we're gonna start fresh. Jones is here. I showed him my awesome move here with these. That one's already cut, and I'm not changing that one because that's a full length one. So we're gonna get a new piece here. We'll put it here. We'll make marks. And I think the biggest thing that we need to do is, I think we need to freehand it. I think cutting it with a chop saw, trying to get it perfect on the line, doesn't work. So we're gonna try something different because it's not great. Like you said, it's hard to get exactly pinpointed. So what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna put that one in place where we already have it because that one's already pre-cut. Then I think what we'll do, Jones, is we'll do this one. We'll cut a 45 on it, put it where it goes, run it out to wherever we're gonna go, put this one in. And then what we'll do is we'll put this little one on top, and once it's in place, I think we can just go underneath it and just scribe the angle, cut it, and stick it in.
I think it'll work.
I think that would work. I think that would be better because this idea in my head was freaking awesome, but in paper sucks. So our next question is this, is that this is more than 16 feet in here. So in the field, do we do an angle like that to make it look good, or do we just butt them like that? And I don't know if it makes a difference. I feel like this is room for more air. And I think Jones made a good point. I think we will break it on the post. So what we'll do is we'll just split this post, go that way, cut a 45, go to there, cut it square, and then we'll put a little piece in here. And I think that will be good.
Something.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if this.
Oh, what?
I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm pretty sure end grain takes water in more.
Okay.
So to have a longer angle means more end grain is showing.
Wow.
Which means.
Dude, look at the brain on Brad.
I mean, I might have just made that up, but I think it's true.
All right, let us know in the comments. Did he make that up, or do you think that having the angle is a cause for more water to seep in? So we're gonna go this. and hopefully it looks all right. We're gonna start with the 45 down there. So Jones is just holding my piece up down there, and a couple things you wanna look for is A, make sure your board's up against the fence this way, and make sure he's not picking it up too high so it's not on an angle, because that's gonna make this then beveled, and then when my pieces go together, no good. All right, good? No, this is the top. I pre-paint, yeah, I pre-painted the bottom so that I don't have to cut it up against the railing. See, brain on Brad, trying to save myself some headache. I'm just holding my middle here, which represents the middle of that post. He's pulling his 141.5, and he's just gonna cut a nice square cut. Booyah. We got our board looking good. I'm gonna put a couple screws in here. And you know, like when the cartoons, when you had the good person on one shoulder and the bad person on the other shoulder? Well, the bad person on my one shoulder said, just put the screw right in. And then Jamie was on my other shoulder going, you should probably pre-drill that. So the good Jamie won. So I'm actually going to pre-drill it. Just because if he watches this, you know he's going to give me a bunch of crap. And Ray is right. I am pretty close to the end. And this is finished material, so I don't want it to look bad. So I'm just going to shoot a little pre-drill in here. First board we're going to try our new theory on. So I'm flush there. I'm flush there. He's flush down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my pencil here. I'm just going to scribe underneath there. I think we need to cut that first. Probably put it in there, make sure the angle's good, and then we can get a length and cut that square. All right, I guess I'm going to try to cut this by hand. I don't know. We'll see how I do, and if I suck, we'll do it again and Ray can do it. So I just need to cut the line. It doesn't matter. I just need to be on the line. Because the length doesn't matter. It's just the angle, right? Yeah. All right, we'll see what happens. I mean, I can definitely live with that on this.
No, if the tips are lined up, just pull.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking, Jones.
69 1/4.
When your tips are lined up, you're good to go. 69 1/4, and he can cut that square. All right, let's check it out. Yeah, I could go in just a little bit. I think just take a little half a bladey off there, and I think we'll be good to go. How's your angle look? Or how'd the butt look?
Good.
Okay, awesome. Definitely think that way worked out awesome. This worked out great. It looks wonderful. I'm also going to, I put a little pre-drill in here, and I got a clamp down just to make sure that this corner is good. That way these won't separate, because you know I'm screwed into the post back here, but I don't really have anything holding these tips together, so I think that will work good. I might even put one the other way too. I just ran right into the other screw. Of course I did. Do you want a good sharp pencil so you don't have an old crayon line on that thing? Woo, that looks great, dude. And that's a little lippy right there, but I can just take a little hand plane and just... But yeah, I think that looks wonderful, dude. And like I said, Jones just made a point, dude. In 6 months, once all this dries out and everything, it's not gonna look great anyways, so it don't even matter. We're going above and beyond for sure. Made it around this way here and up to the house, and I do think we probably should notch that, right? I think it might look stupid if we don't. I'm just gonna use a scrap piece. It actually works out well because that actually flushes up perfect with the outside of the house. So I'll just make a mark here where it's gonna go. We're looking at probably just 3/4. Okay, going good. And what we had to do here is, because this again is a little bit of a different situation here, is if we did a 45 and then we did this one in like that, the angles would have been way off and it would have stuck way out and looked super stupid. So Ray had a good idea. What we did is we went with a 22.5. And so if we do that, when we put our other piece on and scribe it, I think the widths of this will be similar. Because remember, if this is a 45 and that's not a 45, the ends or the butt here will be longer and it looks really silly. So we're trying to make it where the angle of the cut is similar in length, so that way it lines up like that. So I think we're doing good. We're gonna put this one in, do the same thing here, and then what we'll do is we'll put a piece on top of that, scribe it, and put it in. For some reason, we are having a super hard time with this one. I don't know why. We've done it twice now, and both times we've done it, the angle's been wrong. So I guess third time's always a charm. We'll get that one done, hopefully. And then once that one's in, that's done. We'll be done with this. And then we'll probably go back over there and finish some more of this hog fence before it rains on us. This last section we put in sucks. I don't know what's going on. That angle looks fine, but this one, this board's way thicker than that one. I guess I could let it dry out. I don't know if I should let it dry out before I do anything to it. I don't know if it'll shrink that much, but it's definitely lippy. So I got the planer. If I go really light on the planer. Oh God, that's not really light. That's better. I can hit with a palm sander. Looks way better. And now the only other thing is this, is that because this angle's way off, is that this sticks way out. But what if we took a straight edge from here to there and just ripped that and cut it off? Planer didn't leave this super smoothie, so the only thing I'm thinking is that when it stains, it might look a little bit different, but the stain's not totally see-through transparent. It's semi-transparent, so it's still got some coverage. So I'm sure it'll look great, because I'm probably going to want to take this kind of stuff off. Wow, that might not come off. Come on, bro, are you serious?
Without you having to dig into it quite a bit.
It's a good job for Stephanie. So I have not seen what Ray did over here yet. Let's check it out. What? Nice work, bro. While Ray's cutting all my pieces, you know me, I like to stay busy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these little ones, you know, I've been putting these little ones in the top to hold the bottom rail in. So the bottom rail is supposed to be 2 inches. So I need to make sure that's at 2, and then it's 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna go 2 3/4. So what I'll do is I'll put my square up here so I can use that for my 2 3/4. I'll make sure that my 2 inches is there, so it needs to go in a little bit. So I'm gonna get one started here, and then I'll pull this to my 2 inches and then hit it. And that's simply just holding this centered. Not sure if you can see from the time lapse, but some of these were sagging. So what I did is I took this and I jammed it up from the bottom up in there, and that held it in tight there. So that's made sure that I didn't have a big old gap up underneath there. That might be the best one, dude. The reason I left that last clip in there is because I thought it was a little ironic. If you watched the ad, you will see that I think our next plan is we are gonna try to put in a swimming pool over here. Now, there are some logistics that we need to look at to see if it's possible, but if it is, I think there's gonna be a swimming pool over here, which means that all this railing that we put, all the poster railing that we put up here will be gone. This will all be deck over to where the pool area is. So I know it's really crazy, but that's the next thought. Stay tuned for some future videos when we see if that's gonna happen or not. But next video that comes out, I believe we'll get into some Cali decking. I'm not 100% sure, but it's coming soon, and I'm super excited. So hey, thanks for your patience. Thanks for hanging out with me every week. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Love you. We'll catch you on the next one.